Hey, hello friend, and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East, where last episode we did take care of some part of Stalingrad. Let me get that sound there for you. There we go, that's much better. I still have a little bit down here to do, to be honest. First of all, as for 8th Panzer, you have nothing in reserve. I did have you, the 202nd Heavy Panzer Battalion. I'm inclined to keep that on there at least for a turn. Alright. My main problem is currently this here. Now, first of all, I think in order for these to be weakened, I don't need to contain them, but I'll do this. Is this very good? No. But it should provide me with some of the stuff I need. Now, unfortunately, I cannot just leave those units out there. So one thing that I need to do, I feel like, is one, I need to get the first Romanian in Stalingrad. That gets them back up to an X, which I really need. Then I need to get that Jaeger division there. Together with these. They're still very weak like that. I'm painfully aware of that. Let's see how it goes. I still need 14th Panzer on refit. We'll see how they look like next turn. Now, one thing I will do. There's no way I can send these guys back. I just don't have the troops. Forced to keep it like that. At least I have a few more forces in here. That gets them up to a 39, which is slightly better there. It's not much, but it is something. I do have these two with the heavy panzer battalions, and I think I'm gonna launch a counterattack against these anyway. This is very bad for me, obviously, but I did manage to at least push those guys back. The 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. Over the river, which should make it a little bit harder for them. They have these 2 there, but I think I can keep them there. I can no longer move 22nd Panzer. I'll have them just in a refit. I'll also just keep these guys in here. If they want to attack like that, they can go ahead. So this will stay like that. Obviously they'll break out of this. There's no doubt about that. But I don't really have anything else here. One thing I could technically do. No. No, they need to hold there by themselves. Alright, let's take a look at the core type units. That's 6. I guess for all of these cores, it's technically looking okay. Technically. Now that I sent up the fighters at least around Stalingrad, the Soviets did lose a lot of bombers in that attack, so that is good at least. I think that's it for now. Pretty much. Down at Stalingrad. So let's move up. I'll keep these in dispositions. Looking fine currently. I also feel like I can hold this just fine. At the moment, I had these guys refitted. They're at 67, so they're doing a lot better now. I can probably leave them at Ostrokosk, but I'll keep them refitting for one more turn and then I can take them off. I still have 27th Panzer on reserve over in that area. And I'd like to keep them there. Over here, this is looking the way I want it to. That too. This surely isn't. I have both of these in need of going on refit. Major problem is, of course, the 26th Infantry Division. I can technically send it these reinforcements. But let's take a look here, because I have the... It's weird that they cannot get in there, actually. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go 339th in here, 134th in here, 112th, them back. Let's see how they hold like that. You back. They're much less likely to attack the 262nd at this point, but I'd like to try and hold that for one more turn at the very least, if I can help it, which I can, so... Now, let's take this. And this is a bit of a mess, so the 43rd should be taking these 4 lower units. One thing... I can actually do though. Is the following. If I tag them, there's no way these guys can hold out like that. And here, shit. Really hope that they would have retreated from that. Or routed from that, that is. Because they need to hold those positions at least. Well, huh. Ah, for fuck's sake. Shit like that is pretty annoying. Oh, well, okay. then what I need to do rather is this. Is it amazing? No, but we'll see how it goes. I want you on refit for sure at 52. And I'll move you into Zukinishki. Now, again, let's reorganize these guys a little bit. Because you now have those, but I need to take off 2 guys and put them under the 56th Panzer Corps, like you. And another unit. Oh, that's the wrong one. 56th Panzer Corps. You're on refit, excellent. Let's keep 4th Army in Spastemensk. Okay, I have a bit of a surplus with you, but it cannot be helped. Now, I did have this guy. Of his guy's retreat, and let's see, because one sure way to check for weak infantry guys is, for example, here. Fifth Corps has a terrible general, but I don't know if they're actually on the Eastern Front, and that's kind of the problem. Because this is a pretty easy way to get yourself replaced. Let's start here. So Friedrich Schultz is a 7 infantry, 5 mech. That doesn't really matter. I'm kind of looking at these. Wolf Ruthman is 7, 5, but if we... He has 866, so 866 is quite good. Wilhelm Hasse. Good admin, good initiative, excellent morale. I'd rather have him there. Next. I don't think the 80th Corps is actually on the map, but let's take a look. Oh, this is a problem. LXXX. Western Europe. That's kind of the unfortunate part. Like here, I cannot see where they are. And even though I can wager that some of them are here. I guess I just have to go and check generally. So he is reasonable. We already know about that one. I'm not replacing him necessarily. Seidlitz Kurzbach is good. Then we have Schörner. I still have half a mind to replace Paulus. 21 points. I could do that. For him, admin is more important. So I'm gonna look at admin and see whether I could do any better. If we're looking at 7 admin, then at the very least, Eberhard von Mackensen at least has also 7 initiative and 6 morale. 7 or 6 morale, so that's a lot better. And he also has better mech and infantry. So, to be honest, I think I'm gonna replace Paulus with von Mackensen here. I just, let's just claim that he's been fighting in Stalingrad so long, he's ill. He's ill. Right. But look, I need the best generals there, and he's reasonable, but you can certainly do better. All right. With that said, I still have you. Given that this is pretty weak, I'd rather attack here. They could attack into this, but they're much less likely to do so because they can attack from this side only. Yeah, that still sucks. Okay, let's keep you in refit for a turn. Both of these also need to be in refit. If I can help it, I'd send them at least into a depot. Let's send 252nd in Chevka and you into Gatsk. I mean, now that I have the opportunity, I think I really should try to get some defenses going here. You cannot go in here, but this rail, do I want to repair it up to this? Cannot repair it up here. In fact, having this unit out here, I think doesn't even serve me very well. What I can do is I can start building up this rail and then from there start working on the double rail over here. Or actually, maybe better, I should send it to Velikiluki and start working on the Rzhev-Velikiluki rail line again, this middle line here, which I think also will be quite critical. I should put the Sturm Division in refit. You should be in refit, and only the Sturm Division can move. But let's put a depot on Zubtsov. That's the last thing I can do. They cannot move, so they'll have to stay here. I'm inclined to leave these 3 in this position, even though it's not good. But I don't want any shenanigans here, so I'll put these guys there. I think Großdeutschland motorized division can hold that stuff off by itself. My biggest concern, well, let's see, so if they move up, they could link up with whatever could possibly get in through there. That's actually my biggest concern. And the thing thus is, let's do this. Under no circumstances can I allow the AI to get through there. I'd rather have them on a refit for a bit. Get the second core over in Firovo. Definitely leave that infantry there. Let's start shifting these. No, let's keep the 21st, so at least. And the second Latvian. By now, this seems absurd, but we'll see how this develops. Should be very interesting for sure. And I think that's it, though. Unless I'm forgetting something. Which I don't think so. Let's take a quick peek here. Balkans, 99, that's fine. 33, 103, 102. Let's leave these infantry units for now. Nothing to send. Finland. I have slightly too much flak in Finland. I'm gonna send them over to the Western Front. Or to Western Europe. 107. .103. Let's keep it at that. Norway. They have a lot of ground, but these units will go. Let's take a look at the OKH in Warsaw. These are all down in the Crimea. Let me check my time here. Yeah, let's ship it back to the Soviets. I see that I still have a bit of time. I do have this core. Yeah, I know it sucks, but let's just rail it out of there again. I kind of really don't need it there, even though I sent it there. It was an obvious mistake. But rather admit that mistake now than anything else. I wonder what the Soviets will do, since we now also have these additional units down here, or this additional territory at Kaluga, from which we're, you know, starting to threaten Chula and Moscow from this side. So they might shift more forces to the Moscow area in order to deal with that. That would be very interesting for sure. I certainly do find things very exciting in that regard. This pocket's still huge, by the way. It's just, especially because these forces here have, there's so many units in this cluster that it's just hard to clear everything out. But if I can finally cut it up here into a smaller pocket, that would also help. Technically, this also is a form of a potential, well, they have a lot of forces here, well, whereas we have a rather like an open defense here, or flexible defense, however you want to call it. It's something. This attack towards Orel is certainly problematic as well, clearly. Alright, here we go. I like this, but they are attacking in there. They're attacking them there. If only I could zoom in right now, then I could see whether they can move. Alright, that's fine. Those attacks are altogether not very interesting. I mean, I've got the pocket there. Might be able to take a second one. Okay, that's pause. What we see here is the Soviets attacking into my motorized division with the 8th Panzer Division, and the Romanians smashing themselves into that. Second attack with another 34,000 troops. Again held by these units. Very good defense. Jesus Christ. A 4th attack with over 60,000 men. What the heck? Okay. Now pushing in here. I lost a lot of tanks in that 3rd attack. Holy cow. Then another attack over here with another 30,000 troops of the 4th Guards Rifle Corps. They held. That's the 23rd Panzer together with Viking. Another 42,000 under the 14th Rifle Corps and 119th Rifle Division. Smashing in there. Once again held. Lots of tanks lost here. Attack against this fort. Held. Yeah, no. But jeez, how do I lose so much men myself? Holy shit. Wow. Impressive. That is impressive. Second attack by another 40k, but you can see another mechanized corps getting back in there and actually attacking to 273rd Rifle Division plus 28th Rifle Division and the 1st Guards Army, attacking against the 331st Infantry Division together with the 22nd Panzer Division and 16th Panzer in reserve, holding well enough. Good. These guys are weak. Happy they held. Yeah, they already broke through, but that was never in doubt whether they would, because they would. But I wasn't focusing on encircling those guys, but weakening them, making sure they didn't get the supplies for a turn, thus making sure that their attack strength would have been severely weakened on the offensive. That was the goal there. Also, again, no attack from the Stalingrad sector. Not really sure whether they're, burned out, but it seems like I can get another triple stack here if I'm lucky. This is 32nd Guards Rifle Division, 30th Rifle Division. That's those 3 units attacking. These attacks into the mountains are always very interesting. Mountains are insane in defense, and only if the enemy has an extreme superior advantage in numbers can they overcome it. As you can see here, the Soviets are attacking me 8-1, and I held quite handsomely there. But then they broke up. Fuck. Just as I was saying. Really? Man, that is, that's shit. Wow. Guess I won't be taking those. Well, you could kiss my ass. Fuck that. That's a lot of territory retaken by the Soviets there too. Man, I'm especially disappointed about that attack down in the south. That 17th Army. That's just really frustrating, not getting an encirclement. But, that's bad. Okay. I mean, at least they held, so that's good. This triple Italian stack again doing its work, at least for this turn against... Ah. Oh. Fuck that. Okay. Never mind. Just as I was saying that they were doing admirably. Yeah, screw you. That's why I got that Panzer division there. Attacks against the flanks of this army have tended to be quite fruitless so far, for the Soviets at least. Maybe at Orel though, that will be a problem, but... I did put that other Luftwaffe field division in there to beef them up. Seems like they'll hold for another turn. For crying out loud. These guys are too weak to almost, you know, lift our rifle, obviously. Some of these guys are in deplorable states after that attack there. to encircle these guys. Oh, they definitely are still trying to get out. That's for sure. Soviet attacks are over. So they're going to frontline forming. Black screen of death. Hey. It doesn't even show anything. Well, it sucks. It'll be back though. Just like I'll be back once their turn is ended and we're back in my turn. So I'll meet you on the other side there. Alright, there we are in January 1943. Happy New Year, but not for the soldiers at the front, I suppose. Let's take a look at the events. 8th AF raids, early 1943. The US 8th Air Force conducts multiple large bomber raids against excess railguards and heavy industry areas. These raids involve around 300 to 400 bombers. The most significant of them is the 5-month-long bombing campaign of the German Ruhr industry complex. The effect of this campaign is a severe reduction in the production of steel and armaments. Soviet partisans. Yeah. We have changes on the map. Plus 84,000. For the Soviets, minus 43. Plus 770 guns. Soviets' loss is 684. We gain another 500. That must mean that we got indeed a gazillion forces there. Soviets lost around 500. Tanks. What did we get? Leibstandarte, Das Reich, 7th Panzer, 20th Infantry Division, the SS Panzer Corps, and Totenkopf SS Panzergrenadierdivision. Division. Jeez, that's some serious firepower that we got over there. Taking a look here. Victory points, etc., remains the same. Total men for us go up. Soviets go down slightly by about 40k. Total guns, AFE, still aircraft. Manpower losses for the Soviets last turn, 166,000. Let's take a look at their manpower pool because I'm quite curious. Then it went up. Holy shit. The Soviets can lose almost 200,000 men in a week. And still have more. Oh. Whereas we gained a nominal number. Fuel stores remain the same. Oil stores go up a bit, interestingly enough. How is the situation? Oh, yes. This is good. Just like this, that will be a nice encirclement. If I'm even luckier, I can snag another 2. We'll see. Road to Kalinin seems empty. Seems like the Soviets had to make place to switch up their units. This held, I can get those guys out. So that's good. I'm happy about that. Shit. Not everything went as smoothly as I would have liked. Almost looks like they just teleported those attacking units out of there because holy fuck. That was something. Interesting that I'll never be able to take these, but I can cut them off a second time. They got even weaker. They went down to 2 from 4. I don't think they pitched in. So it must have to do with the snow. Right. There are some pros, some cons. But one thing is certain, it will be interesting. That it will. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.